The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
New reporting is out on why Aaron Glenn had no choice but to fire DC Steve Wilks. We'll talk about that. Plus, Robby Sabo is going to join us and show us specifically why a move needed to happen. It's the Jake Asman Show, live on a Tuesday. Let's hit it and get it started.
Time to lose some games, bitches. You guys should be pros at this. They don't give out trophies for 4 or 5 wins.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go. Here on a Tuesday, we're presented by FanDuel. Man, we gave out free money on the show yesterday. We told you the Steelers at home on Monday Night Football, they haven't lost a Monday night home game since the 90s. The Dolphins in sub 40-degree weather, they never win. So if you bet the Steelers on FanDuel, you won some money. Shout out to everyone who's tuned in here on a Tuesday. We got a lot to discuss, and we say hello right now to the man who always joins us at this time every Tuesday. He is the co-founder of JetsXFactor.com. He's got beautiful hair. It's our guy, Robby Sabo. Hello, Robby.
Yeah, that's in my contract. You got to compliment the hair or I go ballistic. Dude.
That's right. That's right. It's I get fined up the kazoo if we don't mention the hair per your attorneys.
That's right, man. I turn into D-tackle Saunders if not. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's the Wilks thing. It's a bit of a surprise that it happened now instead of playing out the string. Does that change their fortunes? We'll see what Chris Harris does, but I'll tell you what, he has a hell of a job ahead of him because not only is the X's and O's rough, but it's just at the basic fundamentals. If basic fundamental level, these guys aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's selfish and it's ridiculous. I got to be honest.
And it's good that you said guys aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing because that kind of leads into this report from Connor Hughes, who covers the Jets for SNY. He posted this yesterday. Sources, Jets defensive players had grown increasingly frustrated with Steve Wilks throughout the season. Wilks' system rebuffed players' effort to take their shot to make plays, attack. Players were told to, quote, let the scheme take care of it because of how it worked in the past. Many players felt this held them back. One player, sources said, called out Wilks in a meeting, questioning a call and pointing out the flaws in the system. Another player repeatedly expressed concerns with usage and what players can't do, instructed to stay in your gap. Continued failures only increased frustrations. On Monday, Aaron Glenn fired Wilks, a decision made for on-field reasons. The Jets ranked 30th in points allowed per game and 20th in yards. They are allowing 35-plus over their last 3, including a season-high 48 versus the Jaguars. Quote, I thought it was time to make a change, Glenn said today. I'm going to make the decision that's best for the organization at all times. Robby, when you see this from Connor Hughes, what stands out to you?
First thing off the top is, stuff comes out when a guy gets fired, and it's interesting to see how far he's thrown to the wolves. It's interesting to see how, if the organization not only runs him over or if they back over him as well. The players also need to look in the mirror. Players don't get off scot-free here. I was never a fan of hiring Wilks. I don't think he operates perfectly in today's modern era. But at the same time, let's not put 100% of the blame on Wilks. Aaron Glenn is the head coach. And a lot of what I see this year is what I saw with Detroit's defense the previous few years. Let's be honest. The other thing is the Jets, these players have come from Saleh. It was a chaotic, wreak havoc type scheme where it's not read and react up front as a D lineman. stay in your gaps, as you said there in the Hughes report. As much as it is just play hair on fire, get downhill, go crazy, play one specific way. And that's Salah. Salah has a scheme. He plays one specific way. It could work with the right players. It doesn't work with the right players or with the wrong players. Glenn is a little different. And if I'm being objective, I'd prefer Glenn's vision. But that's not to take away that Wilks, there were issues there for sure.
When you look at specifically, the quote there from Connor that players felt like they weren't allowed to make plays. But then you also said guys are just trying to play hero ball.
Yeah.
It's like you have a scheme that's very specific, it sounds like, and what you're told to do. And then you have players who think the scheme sucks, so they're trying to be heroes on their own. It's like the worst possible match there because there's no buy-in from the players for the coaches. And obviously the coaches don't trust the players to read and react and make plays.
The fundamental point of do your job and don't venture and don't freelance, I agree with, because guess what? If you do that and you stay true to that, the plays will come. That's the only way for the plays to come, to do your job. And, we see Jets fans with play action, they get torched. Why? Because guys are trying to make plays and play hero ball and not keying in on their reads. Is the O-line standing up? Is it moving forward? Is it mauling? Is it in a zone flow action? They're not paying attention. And you're going to put yourself further behind the 8 ball if you do that. So, yeah, man, listen, I blame Wilks. I blame Glenn. I blame the players. I'm not going to be someone who blames one person 100% of the time. It's in this situation, it's everybody. And when it's this bad, it always is everybody.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Robby, Sabo is with us here. We got a lot to talk about regarding the future of the New York Jets. Of course, a huge game for the Tankathon standings against the Saints on Sunday. And we also have our weekly Asmaniac raffle at the end of the show today. And this is your last opportunity to enter for your chance to win. At the end of the show, we're going to give away a signed Darrelle Revis helmet as our top prize, a signed Wayne Corbett jersey, and a signed LaDainian Tomlinson photo of LT scoring a touchdown in the playoffs against the Patriots back in 2000.
In the flat.
The glory days, if you will. Enter by the time the show ends, and a little 2-for-1 special today. If you enter during this show only, you also are going to be entered in next week's weekly raffle, where our top prize is a signed football by the late, great Nick Mangold, a signed football by each member of the New York Sack Exchange, and a signed jersey by Vinny T. Vinny Testaverde, who maybe he should come out of retirement after we watch Phillip Rivers hold his own. Maybe we'll get a little Vinny T for the final 3 games, Mr. Sabo.
Hey, man, I've been saying it for a while. The NFL has not taken advantage of the old man quarterback enough yet. You can't touch these guys. Snipers come, on the top of the stadium rooftops if you touch the quarterback. So why not throw old guys in there? Brady started it, some dead guy named Rodgers is continuing it last night.
Looked pretty good last night.
He looks, he can still throw the ball. It's not the people who hate Rodgers, their mistake is thinking you're going to get the 2010 Rodgers. That's just not realistic, but he still commands an offense. I'll tell you that. Phillip Rivers, holy that dude, what he did was a win for out of shape dads everywhere. Let's be real.
I actually was rewatching that game because I was doing the post-game show during it when it was live and only saw some of the highlights. Yeah. The NFL Network was playing it last night, and just watching how pudgy he looks and just still making plays and doing the celebration and after he shotgunned a touchdown pass. It's really cool, man. I'm happy for Phil Rivers.
Predictably roasted with the pregame body. Like, you knew that was coming. And as Jets fans, we remember Pennington, Stephen A. Smith on your hometown channel, ESPN New York. I remember hearing it driving home from work, or maybe it was lunch break. I don't know. Called him. He has a water pistol of an arm, and Rivers, his arm sucks. But guess what? If you have a command and you know what's happening, you could do damage in this league. It's why the guys like Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson, McVay are so good. They may not be good at parties. They're probably terrible at parties, but they're just smart. And that's the element the Jets organization is missing. They don't have the smarts in terms of, that element in terms of searching for leaders for this team.
Well said. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We'll get to this one from Chris, who enters our raffle at the end of the show today for the 3 signed items for 2. He says, I rewatched the game and Justin Fields smiling during a blowout and
Yeah,
not
I saw
helping
that.
Brady Cook made me realize we need the right people around our rookie QB next season. Unprofessional by Fields. I do think there's been a huge leadership void on this team this year. And yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I saw that too during the broadcast. I didn't like it because I'll say it because I know people on the beat can't because they got to be there every day. And, the Jets would deny it. I actually don't think Fields is hurt. I
Yeah, I
think
heard you yesterday.
he had this mysterious knee soreness that just popped up when he couldn't play anymore. Like, I don't buy it, man. You have the comments that he made a couple weeks back when he was benched and they finally caught up with him, and he said, "Oh, I don't know. I could get a soft tissue injury if I have to come in as the Wildcat quarterback." I don't buy what's happening with Fields. Not that I want to see him play anyway. I'd rather Cook just finish these last 3. But again, whoever the quarterback is next year in that room, there needs to be a legit veteran like Josh McCown was for Sam Darnold to help Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, Darian Mensah, whoever the QB is that the Jets are going to invest a high pick in.
Agreed. And same at linebacker. And, I'll maintain it. Their defense really, the ascent was with a certain guy, and the start of the decline came when the guy left, and that was Mosley.
Yep.
And he was the leader. He knew he had the quarterback mind on the defense, and they haven't had that. I feel bad for Jamie and Sherwood. I really do. Like, he's getting roasted left and right by fans and everybody, but he's not like, he's still trying to transition from safety to linebacker. Like, do we not understand this? And so, he's played terribly, no question. I questioned them bringing him back. I wasn't a huge fan of it. And it was mainly because of him and Quincy together. It wasn't Sherwood specifically. It was those two together because they came from Sala. They're trying to fly all across the field, sideline to sideline, hair on fire, go downhill, make big hits. Remember the big hits under Sala, Quincy doing the Super Mario uppercut. That stuff just is few and far between because, I hate to say the word foundation, but that's Glenn's attitude. He's trying to start from the ground. Unfortunately, it's tough to do. It's tough to change those traits in every single player who was doing the exact opposite before him.
When you watch back the tape before we show a couple plays here, what was the biggest thing specifically in this game that you saw that Aaron Glenn looked at the same tape you did the next morning, maybe on the flight back from Jacksonville, and said, I got to make a change here?
Just not doing your specific, not even, let me phrase it, not even coming close to doing your specific job on defense. If you're a linebacker, you have keys, you have reads, and play action. Very first play. You get so close to the line of scrimmage, get so fooled that it's embarrassing. To Liam Cohen, it's just taking candy from a baby. And when you see that repeatedly on every play, and when you see a mortal defensive sin on every play, it's mind-boggling. It really is.
The pain. Mike Perez joins the raffle for 5. He goes, I need that LaDainian Tomlinson photo, Jake. Started following the Jets fully in 08, and 2010 LT had me fully committed. I've been crying ever since. Hire a true QB coach and hire Jim Leonard. I love this tape.
I love Leonard, yeah.
Let's go.
Bring back Joe B, by the way, Joe B. Has Bart Scott ever coached before?
No.
What is Joe B talking about? Come on. I love you, Joe B, but come on, man.
I guess Bart said on the radio he'd need $1 million a year to do it, which would make him like the highest paid DC in the league. Obviously, he's not going to get that.
He's trolling everyone. That's what he's doing.
Jim Leonard, I think, as a coach would be excellent. Bart Scott, I think, as a coach would be excellent. Bart Scott as a DC,
he could be.
Never done it. You can't do that. And Bart has said, again, he would only be a coach if Rex Ryan asked him to do it, if he was the head coach again, because Bart and Rex are super close. Jim Leonard would be great because he's paid his dues. He's been successful everywhere he has been. He's been promoted in Denver the last few years. Before that, he was really successful as a DC at Wisconsin. Guy was a super smart player, former safety, Robby, so I know you love that.
Love it.
I'd love Leonard to be the DC. It's a matter of, would he leave that situation in Denver or potentially turn down other opportunities to be a DC to come back to the Jets? I don't know the answer to that.
Listen, I'd be all for it. Denver, they're doing their thing. They're a good unit. Leonard, he was my favorite player in the Rex era, hands down, no question. And I think he's only one of 3 or 4 Jets jerseys I've ever had in my life. Corbett, Leonard, Pennington. So I might have been just 3, which, that's my dude. That's my dude right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the second straight day, and really the second straight day at this exact time, we have some breaking Jets news.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Alan Lazard has been released, according to Jordan Schultz. See you later,
my heart.
Alan. He'll go on waivers. He'll be a free agent. And I'm willing to bet that he will soon be a Pittsburgh Steeler, baby, because they added Valdez-Scantling, who scored a touchdown last night. They already added Adam Thielen. Why not get the whole band back together in Pittsburgh? Wouldn't shock me if Lazard finally heads to the Steelers to join Rodgers there, as the Steelers had a big win last night. They're 8-6, trying to win the division over the Ravens, but Lazard officially released, and it's amazing. We were wondering when this was going to happen. Saleh, in year 1 of Lazard's contract, said the quiet part out loud at the time. Oh, he only has a year and a half left, referring to the guaranteed money left in his deal. Well, he outlasted Sauce Gardner. He outlasted Quinnen Williams, but he couldn't outlast the 2025 season. So with 3 games to go, he's been released. Robby, your initial reaction?
My heart hurts. This is a tough one. But seriously, Beningo gets the Wilks firing and I get Lazard. Is that what you're saying? What's going on? Yeah, listen, it was one of those things. He lasted forever. Like, you could have cleaned up if you had an office buddy willing to bet that Lazard would get dumped on a certain week. So, kudos for hanging around for a while.
It's amazing he lasted this long. He asked for his release, so I'm sure the Jets were like, yeah, 3 games to go. We'll let you latch on with a potential playoff team, give you a chance to maybe play somewhere else so you could, better your opportunities in the offseason when you hit free agency. But
yeah,
look, this is a guy that took a big pay cut, which is the only reason why he hung around as long as he did. The last thing we needed to see from Lazard was Brady Cook targeting him in the end zone, which led to that brutal interception. So that's my last memory of Alan Lazard, that Brady Cook pass that was intended to him, that was nowhere near him, and it got picked off.
Yeah. It's what can you say? My heart hurts.
Can we do this for Clemens now too?
Listen, because Clemens falls under the category. I'm usually the guy that tells my JetX folks and fans, forget about Rucker and Gibson and Clemens and Lazard. It's not that important, but I get it because they signify so much that is wrong. It's not even their fault half the time. It's just they signify a time and place that has been so wrong. And Clemens too. Actually, I did one of the remember the pitch split zone that went up the middle with ETN early in Jacksonville. Clemens got absolutely fooled on that play.
So bad, man.
So it's it's tough to bring his name up. Gotta be honest.
It's tough. So, what was your favorite Alan Lazard memory, kids? Let us know in the chat. Was it when he was kicking around a soccer ball throughout his Jet tenure? Was it when he got benched and Robert Saleh said what he said after that Miami game on Black Friday about he only has a year and a half left?
Yeah, that was remarkable.
Was it when he led the NFL in drops last season, despite not playing in more than, I think, 10 or 11 games because he was hurt?
Did he have 2 touchdowns in last year, week 1 in San Fran, or just 1?
I think he had 2, right? Because he had the long one when Rodgers used the hard count against the Niners defense. And then I think he got one from Tyrod in garbage time, if I remember.
Yes.
Was that Conklin who got that? I don't remember.
I don't know. A fan will get clue us in, but
he did have a touchdown this year. I was at the game against Tampa.
Yep. 10 is my number. So on a positive, kind of exciting note, I want to see who gets 10 for the Jets now next year. That'll be something.
Great point, by the way, from Leon. Lazard making that ridiculous deflection catch against the Falcons this year would have us pick a second right now. That was the last Alan Lazard positive play, I guess, if looking back on it. Not that positive.
It's not Frank Gore level, hate, but it's in the category. Good point for sure.
Thanks for the memories, Alan Lazard. Honestly, great take here from Justin. Peter Castro's $500 super chat.
I was thinking about that.
That is the best memory in this show's history for Alan Lazard. For those who weren't around then, in June, Sabo was the guest. The Jets had just wrapped up an OTA practice, and Peter Castro mistakenly sent in a $500 super chat. He tried to send in a $5 super chat, but pressed the wrong button. And his super chat was, is Alan Lazard showing a pulse? That was $500 money well spent by Peter Castro.
It's always Lazard when I'm on. And Jake, Castro told me Jake only gave him like $25 back. That was brutal, Jake.
Oh, yeah. I took all that. Yeah. I think he got a hold of Mr. Tube and got a refund.
Mr. Tube. Mr. Tube's a good guy. Yeah.
Oh, man. Jets releasing Alan Lazard, for those of you just tuning in. Robby, you want to do some film and show exactly why Aaron Glenn probably barfed on the plane ride home and said, Steve Wilks, I can't go on?
Let's have some fun here and show some stuff. And it'll be quick. And honestly, all we need is the first drive. It's that bad. So you guys tell me if you could see my cursor here. How's it? Is it working?
So it's currently loading right now. Go ahead. We now can see exactly what you're showing.
You see the cursor moving?
We do see the cursor. Good job making it really large. Tell Joe Blowett this for this afternoon.
It's in the settings. And you know what? It's annoying when you're not doing film because you're not going to change it back from small to large, but it really does help. Like to have the cursor, it's a beautiful thing. So this is the first play of the game, folks.
Okay, here we go.
Single high, off coverage on the outside. This is the only view we need. 12 personnel. Watch Sherwood, Quincy, Mike Howell, and then here's Tony Adams. So basically, it's a 4-4. Instead of a 4-3 base, it's a 4-4, which means they're trying to stop the run. Understand that. It is a run defense. Let's play it through. Jet motion, trying to get some eye candy going to the right. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's way, way too easy. Now,
like the Dolphins game all over again, immediately.
Every game, Jake. Every game, Jake. Now, why? Jet motion. Okay, bump it down. Adams alerts. Bump it, bump it, bump it. Bump it down, bump it down. Now you're overextending. You're overextending a little bit, but that's okay. If you're Sherwood and Quincy, here's the key. You read the guard. It depends. It depends, but the main point is read the linemen. Are the linemen pushing off? Are they mauling it? Are they zoning it? Are they flowing it? Do they stand straight up in pass protection? That is the real key to deal with play action. You read the linemen. There are other reads too, running back, tight end, quarterback, obviously. You know, this triangle, there's a lot of different things, but understand it's about the O-line. Read the O-line. What happens? All right, we got a double right here. So this is Liam Cohen and the Jags trying to fool the Jets. Hey, think it's run because we're going to double here. We're going to kind of double here, but look at 76. Look at this left guard. Does he double and climb to the second level immediately? No, he stands straight up. That's your key. So at this point, Quincy for sure needs to be going, whoa, there's something wrong here. Plant, bail, see if it's a boot, see what's going on. He's going to flow. He has to flow to our right side, but you have to be alert at this point because he's not climbing. It's pass protection. It's pass protection, and they're still going. They're still going. Now, also, look at the right tackle. He stands straight up right away. That's pass pro. I mean, it's some zone principle mixed in, but by and large, this is pass pro, and you're standing up right away, and you're just not doing the right thing for your team. It's so elementary. I can't even. There's no words for it, honestly. So I think that's what Glenn saw first on the first play.
I don't think I've seen a defense in my lifetime watching Jets football that is as bad against play action as the 2025 New York Jets defense is.
It's terrible. I cannot understand it. Now we'll do this one real quick too. This is the Lawrence touchdown, the rushing touchdown. 3rd and 13. Okay. Understand that. 3rd and 13. So the first down marker is around a 2 or 3 yard line. All right. 2x2 motion into trips. So you got 3x1. It looks like cover 6, and I'll try to draw too high off coverage. The apex is jamming the slot right here. Once you go to 3x1, watch Stigers up top. All right. 3x1. What's our check? Check, check, check. Looks like 6. We'll call it 6 pre-snap. Stiggers goes into press, which is probably a lock, which means it's cover 6. You got a 2 high with a safety here, quarters here, quarters here. If this is a lock, Stiggers is man everywhere. On 3rd and 13, why would you ever go press here? Keep your heels at the first down marker. If you go press here on 3rd and 13, that's one less defender who could keep his eyes on the quarterback. And that gives the official a reason to throw a flag. If you go press, put your hands on, you're at the mercy of the official, which happens. That's the modern NFL. They throw a lot of flags. So play smart. Play off coverage. You don't need to do this on 3rd and 13 in the red zone. And guess what happens? Press and look it up front. At this point, they were responsible initially. Watch Jermaine off the edge. Squeeze it. You want to squeeze it. You never want to get downhill past a mobile running back. Squeeze it. Okay. They game it up front. McDonald comes looping in. Jermaine, good job. Good job. That's a great job. That's a great job initially. Just no pass rush. But right here, you can't fly downhill. And that's exactly what happens. So
again, you pointed it out. 3rd and 13, press coverage.
It's been all year, Jake. It's been all year.
Yeah,
and listen, there are in Tampa. Do you remember the 3rd and 23 or 3rd and 26 where Mayfield tried to throw it to Evans down the right sideline and Sauce got a ticky-tacky DPI?
Yep.
Sauce was impressed. Why? Every defense in today's modern league has to adhere to certain rules. And I'm not saying you can't ever go press in certain situations in the red zone. Yes, you can, but you just have to be smarter. It's too consistent in this manner. It's just too consistent.
How could Aaron Glenn see this all year, right? It's not just this game, and continue to allow it to happen. And again, he tried to distance himself from it by saying, oh, it's Wilks' system. No, man, you're the head coach, and you're a guy from a defensive background. Be an expert on your side of the ball. Rex had his flaws. He was an expert on his side of the ball. Salah had his flaws. He was an expert on his side of the ball. It's a joke. This defense should not be this bad, even with some of the issues they clearly have from a talent standpoint. They have been a disaster, and it's easy to blame Wilks, but you said it best. It starts with the head coach as well.
It starts with the head coach, and it's not as if Glenn ignores the fundamentals. As a coach, he has keyed in on the fundamentals more than anybody. But I think the problem that he runs into, and you said it in the presser, when Glenn said it's not going to be about X's and O's, it's going to be about character for the rest of the season. No, character is important. Accountability is important. Oh, great. They have less flags this year. Where does that get them?
Right.
That's important. But the league has never been about, X's and O's matter so much more today than ever before. This league is all X's and O's. Now, this is just smarts too. Watch this. 2nd and 10. Okay. Look at Stiggers up top. This is going to be a pass completion. Quincy here, A gap. It actually works. It doesn't sack Lawrence. Let's play it through first. I know people scream at me when I don't play it right away. I'm pretty bad with that. Okay, boom. ETN, nice pickup, but it forces Lawrence to get rid of it. You don't sack the quarterback, but you do a good job in terms of making him uncomfortable. The coverage has to match the pass rush. So when they go motion into stack, this is the Jags knowing, hey, they're in man. Because a stack is what you don't want to see when you're in man coverage. A stack, a bunch, something where you can get rubbed off. Single high, man, this is press. Stiggers, I don't know if they should be working together, first in, second out, and exchange the routes if there's something there. Okay, but let's watch it up top off the snap. With the pressure on, what you can't do is give up the inside. And here's the key. If you're Stiggers, and this is your man, if this guy, Adams' guy, takes an outside release, okay? Outside release, your man's not going to also go outside. So you have to feel that and understand that he's toying with you to pivot back to the inside. Now, he could do a wheel. He could go wheel, which you'll have to run with him. But that's okay because Adams has inside leverage on the underneath. And if he pivots inside, you're fine. So if you're Stiggers, stay inside. Stay inside out. Do not get even. Do not get even. There can't be 2 outside releases, and he gets even. And he's done. Stay inside. It's just fundamental stuff, man. Like that's basically what I see on every play.
Is that the DB coach? Is that Stiggers? Is that
Everybody,
It's just.
everybody. It's wild. It really is.
I'm glad our DB coach, by the way, is now the defensive coordinator.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't know when this trend started, but there's a lot of defensive pass coordinators. I don't know
That's
when
what he
that
is. He's the pass
Yeah.
coordinator and the DB coach.
Yeah, I don't know when that trend started, but it makes sense in today's NFL with how tough it is to cover guys. You can't touch them. You have to play smart. You have to go into it understanding you're going to give stuff up. The question is, what are you going to give up? You can't go into it with a give no inch attitude. That'll defeat you. You're screwed in that regard. So it's stuff like this where you have to be smart and stay inside out and understand that the underneath has already outside released. You know, the other guy's not going to your guy's not going to outside release too. And if he does, you're fine. Lawrence has a further pass to make, and you have more time to catch up and play the angle and pursuit. So a lot of work to do, Chris Harris.
Ugh, so bad. T-Town Jet gifted a channel membership. It went to Bob Letterer. So, Bob, you're a channel member thanks to T-Town. Raffle at the end of the show, a little 2-for-1. If you want to win a signed LaDainian Tomlinson photo, a signed Wayne Corbett jersey, and a signed Darrell Revis helmet, make sure you enter before the show ends. We're going to spin the wheel at the end, and 2-for-1. You're already entered in next week's raffle for a grand prize of a Nick Mangold signed ball, signed football by each member of the New York Sack Exchange, and a signed jersey by Vinny Testaverde. Your top prizes in raffle 54. We'll get to your calls as well. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Now, Robby, you were higher on Brady Cook than most all summer. Give us your assessment on his first full start in the NFL. What'd you think?
You know, there was good things. I think the biggest takeaway is he's definitely much more intriguing than the average UDFA. And that's been what I've been steadfast mostly about. Like, it's a guy I don't want to lose because he shouldn't, that first drive early in the game, he shouldn't look that confident as a UDFA. That shouldn't be the case. But obviously, if you're thinking he's going to be, you know, the next Johnny Unitas, you're going to be disappointed. Like, the odds are really against him. And that, which, man, I'm blanking on the third interception. Oh, the Arian Smith. That was rough with Arian Smith.
He's got to fight for the ball there.
That was rough. That's going to doom you in this league, honestly. The touchdown interception, he predetermined it. He got ahead of his skis. It was very similar to the interception last week at the end of the first half. And by the way, think about that play, the interception at the end of the first half. Why did that interception happen? Because the defense was playing off coverage with their heels at the first down marker. And the Jets are having stiggers and press coverage on 3rd and 13. It's just a tale of two worlds. But there's something intriguing with Cook. The mid-accuracy consistency. And I think nothing showcases that more than the first interception. Timing. His timing is nice. His release is compact. It's quick. He has an idea. He reads coverages. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't get flustered. But that timing, what was it? 5-step, 8-yard, 10-yard, 12-yard outbreaker. You could be inaccurate. You can't be that inaccurate. And that's the problem. He's got to get to a point where when he's missing, he's only missing small. And that was a bad one.
Yeah. Look, we've seen Tim Boyle play, Luke Falk. Yes. I think he played better than those guys. Like, at least I think he played well enough through these last 2 games here where you could get through the next 3 without having to force Fields back into the lineup or go back to Tyrod or have to go to Adrian Martinez, right? Like, you could get through these games. This game against the Saints, I mean, look, the Jets are underdogs on FanDuel Sportsbook right now. The Jets are sitting at a 4.5-point dog. This is the last game that concerns me in regards to them potentially winning. I don't think they have a chance against New England or Buffalo.
They shouldn't.
But this game, I know the Saints are playing well, but this game still is winnable. The Saints aren't great. They're much better than the Jets of late, but you know, this still feels like a game the Jets could win. So this is the last game I'm truly nervous about from a tankathon standpoint.
Yeah, you should be. It's when, and especially after a coach firing.
Right.
So you don't know how the defense is going to come out. Are they going to be on their P's and Q's and really be locked in? It's focus. It's in a lot of ways, it's focus. And yeah, man, Cook, listen, it, it's okay. You don't have to be all in or all out on a guy all the time. Cook showed some really nice, intriguing positives, and you want to roll with that and see if you could work with that. He still has yet to really enter a game where he's not devastatingly behind. But I said this last week. Even if he torches it the rest of the year and performs miraculously, I still wouldn't trust him as the backup next year. I don't want to project him as anything. I just want to see if he could potentially be one of the guys. That's all. And seeing him in the summer, I was really intrigued in terms of a UDFA. He's not the average UDFA.
He could be maybe your number 3.
Yes.
Next year.
Yeah.
Which would be a win.
Yep. See what happens. See if he improves these next 3 weeks, and hopefully he could be that third guy.
Bucks Fanatic has gifted 5 channel memberships, and we have a rule that we made for Bucks Fanatic. When he gifts memberships, we play Angry Todd Bowles for him.
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You gotta fucking care enough where the shit hurts. You gotta fucking care enough where the shit hurts. It gotta fucking mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your fucking livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that shit. It was in the fucking excusable, and there's no fucking answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the fucking mirror.
Thank you, Todd. Now, I play that because there is a Jet tie-in here. If Bowles were to get fired by Tampa, which could happen here, right?
Yeah.
His job feels like it's in the balance. Would you be interested in a Todd Bowles reunion as Aaron Glenn's defensive coordinator?
Ooh, that's interesting. Probably not. All things being equal, I'm not dead set against it, but probably not, because I don't, having a former head coach of the organization come back as the coordinator, it feels like only hockey could pull that off. Like the Rangers, one of their assistants is David Quinn, used to be a head coach.
Vance Joseph is doing it with Denver right now.
True. That's a good point.
Now, different ownership, so it's like a brand new organization.
It takes a special person. I think Bowles would handle it fine. One thing to contend with is Bowles is 3-4 all the way. He'll never. He's played 4-3 in the past, but he's 3-4. He's a 3-4 guy, and Glenn's 4-3. So I don't know how that would work. Glenn plays some 3-4 principle sometimes. But yeah, Leonard's the guy. Leonard's the guy that got me all warm and fuzzy when you said it. It makes sense.
Look, I think you probably could do worse. Raheem Morris, I think, is another name to watch if you're talking about a former head coach, or a coach that could get fired that would, provide some experience as a DC. I am not against a first timer though. If it's a guy like Jim Leonard, I know Al Harris is someone that Will Parkinson really likes from Chicago. He's kind of paid his dues and has worked his way up. I'd be in. The guy I truly want, if I could just pick one, because I know he's going to do a great job, is Jim Schwartz. Like, get me Jim Schwartz.
Yeah, Schwartz is tremendous. And in a lot of ways, conceptually, him and Glenn match up. I'm trying to think as I'm saying this, so that you could tell I'm staggering all over the freaking place. But 4-3, not crazy with the pressure. Glenn has been in the past, but I don't know if that's really him. I just think it was more circumstance. So I think they match up in a lot of ways. That's intriguing for sure. That definitely.
Wink Martindale, another name. M123 goes, who's Wink? Sounds like a furniture company on Price is Right. Wink Martindale used to be the Giants defensive coordinator. Yeah. He's been at Michigan now, where they're going to have a new coaching staff, obviously, given what's happened there. Wink's a real DC.
Something happened at Michigan?
There was some illegal lovemaking that kind of got things rolling in the wrong direction there.
I don't want to see Wink on a lovemaking tape, but he could be DC.
Not him. He was not doing the lovemaking.
I gotcha. Wink, dude, it's been all downhill for the Giants since Wink left. Let's be real.
Yep.
He did wonders for that Giants defense that playoff year. And you could see Daboll and Wink butting heads, but dude, where are you now? Like, it's not worth it. Sometimes in life, it's just not worth it. You got to figure it out between the two. So everyone could prosper,
Hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We got a raffle at the end of the show. Robby Sabo is with us right now. Jets and Saints on Sunday. Oh, baby, do we have a lot to discuss. Dylan Terman with a great comment. Aaron Glenn 0 for 2 on QBs, Fields and Sherwood. The Jets, from a leadership standpoint on defense, they need to get a true defensive captain. Alex Anzalone's a free agent. I don't believe the Lions will be able to keep him. They have a lot of guys they got to pay. He's a Glenn guy. He's very close with Aaron Glenn. He could be the linebacker for 2 years and stabilize the defense. That to me would be a free agent target I'd look at for the linebacker spot.
Agreed. And, for the Jets fans out there who are, dead set on defending Glenn, I get it. The hope, the ray of sunshine and hope is there. You want to be a part of that and hold on to it tightly. No one's saying that they have talent. No one's saying it's the 85 Bears or the no-name defense. They are bereft of talent. They got no talent. We know this. But in turn, and I shouldn't say no, I'm probably overselling it. But your guys like Sherwood, who's on a second contract, Quincy, they shouldn't be doing what I just showed on video. That should not be happening.
It's baffling, man. It really
honestly
is.
It's you're out for yourself. We saw it last year in Arizona. There have been so many stinkers, man. The first year was Saleh, like Ulbrich. Everyone wanted to run Ulbrich out of town, and then the defense flipped it the next year. Obviously, after injecting some talent and a lot of stuff broke right that early 2002 season with the game flow, and Flacco in Cleveland in week 2 really propelled things. So I get it. Hey, maybe Glenn could turn it around, but I think there's a fundamental thing there where he has to turn it and flip it and understand that the offense needs to lead the way. Someone made a great point on your show yesterday. It might have been you, Jake. I can't remember.
I always make great points.
No, we don't need to say that out loud. Everyone knows that. Ben Johnson, what was it about? It's amazing. Ben Johnson's defense, how great it is.
Well, yeah, I just think it's ironic. The Jets hired the Lions defensive coordinator. They don't have an interception this year. They have 2 defensive takeaways all year. The Bears hired the genius offensive coach from the Lions. Their defense is the reason why they're going to likely make the playoffs and why Ben Johnson's getting coach of the year votes, because they lead the NFL in takeaways.
Yeah, yes, in a lot of ways, whoever it was it the big fella? It was one of the big guys that calls in. The offense in today's NFL drives the bus. And offense really spearheads defense in a lot of ways. Like how the offense performs really does it for the defense. It doesn't really work the other way. Like under Saleh, the Jets defense was legitimately good. I thought it was a tad overrated because of game flow, because the opponents are not trying to look to score, because they laughed at the Zach Wilson-led offense and said, we just need 13 points. Still, it was very good. But where does that get you? Nowhere. If the offense is leading the way and leading the game plan and leading the charge, the defense has so much more potential to do its thing.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Your calls on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time right now to say hello to...
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby's little bro. Have you seen Jake Graves? She's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy. I'm not going to touch anything, I promise.
Yay!
Mikey! Oh, no, we can't hear you, Mikey. No.
I dreamt this last night.
No. Mikey. No. Oh. Call back, Mikey.
I had this exact dream that Mikey popped on and he was muted.
Well, your dream just became a reality. But ladies and gentlemen, the only other man on hold who will be up next, so please call in, everyone. Get your comments, your takes off with Sabo is this man.
I might be big, I might be bad, but I'm going to take your ass down. Breakfast.
Pop-Tart?
Toast bagel.
What are those, Golden Grams? What do you got?
Bagel, baby. Fresh toast bagel, kids. Bye-bye, Lazard. He had his fun. Farewell to him. Okay, who's next? Because now we're gonna have like I said before, we're only 3 games away from let's try and finish these last 3 games without, going out and shooting ourselves in the foot. That's not the best way we could do it, but Saints game, there's a maybe slight 45-55 possibility. New England, I don't know. That's kind of like a diesel truck running all over us. Buffalo, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But until then, let's just pray for the best. And I got something for you, Jake. A Christmas present.
Oh, baby. Lucky me.
Oh, you're getting it sent to you very, very soon. And don't think I'm not going to be fast on my heels. I'm going to do what, the walkout you tried to do. Beep, beep, pew. You remember watching, you remember the Roadrunner cartoon? Roadrunner versus Wild Coyote?
I'm not familiar.
It's in Warner Brothers. It's the cartoon. It's an old.
The cartoon.
Yeah,
I got
you know the guy. Yeah, the guy that goes beep beep pew. I love that guy, and I also like Bugs Bunny. But next year. I already said loud, clear. Mendoza is definitely in our top 5.
Okay.
And next year, for the love of Christ, please bring up Pritchett. Why are you keeping him on the practice squad?
I forgot about Jamal.
He's ready. Where's he been? He's been on the bench.
Yep.
Get him up.
Who cares?
Beast, thank you.
Isaiah Williams has been so damn good. Like,
he's been amazing, honestly.
Yeah, we can't crush Pritchett not being up with what they've done special teams wise. You just can't do it.
David Miller says, Jake, you're so naive to think the Giants would ever trade the number 1 pick to the Jets. LOL, last thing Mara wants is for the Jets to surpass them. Well, if they get the best deal from the Jets, I think the last thing John Mara wants is for his organization to not get a war chest of picks when they have holes everywhere. So I think the Jets and Giants absolutely could make a deal. I know Tiki Barber, who knows the Mara family well, said the same thing on radio yesterday.
Yes, I heard that.
I don't think this Giant thing would stop them from making a deal. They've done trades before. They did the Leonard Williams trade when the Joe Douglas Jets traded up to get Breece Hall. They cut a deal with Joe Shane and the Giants to make that trade up to get in front of the Houston Texans. They've done business before. Would not surprise me if they did it again. And by the way, I don't think it's going to matter because I don't know if the Giants are going to finish with the number 1 pick. I think they're going to win a game when they play the Raiders.
Yeah, and imagine this. Imagine a world where your front office, evaluates the draft and the prospects and thinks, Mendoza's not that great, man. I don't really like him. So, hell yeah, let's trade with the Jets.
Yeah, they might look at the Jets and say, how about the fact the Jets are going to give us all these picks, we're going to fleece them, and they're going to take a quarterback who they're going to ruin because that's what they always do. That might be what Mara is thinking.
Yes, that too. And by the way, I got one. If we really want to go out on a rage-filled note, I have one more clip we could go over quick that features Clemens.
Oh, please give me some Michael Clemens rage bait.
You want to do it?
Yeah, why not?
Is everyone ready? Okay, let's do it real quick. 2 minutes. Oh, baby, here we go. Now, this is again the first friggin' drive. So this is one of those games where I don't even know if Glenn could finish the whole thing. That's how bad it was. This is, I think it's 1st and 10, but either way, it's either 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10. Play it through. Here's Clemens. Okay. Now, when you watch this, there's an explanation here, and it might not be what you think. Okay. Good play by Liam Cohen. Again, jet motion, eye candy obviously gets the Jets thinking one way. Pitch. Oh, the Red Sea parts. Now, let's watch Clemens. And listen, again, I feel bad for Clemens. He tries to do everything the right way. He hustles his ass off. Jets' big problem, other than, it's associated with fundamentals, a lack of fundamentals. Eye candy. Jet motion going one way, pitch going the other way. So when the backside guys see a pitch, they're thinking, oh, it's going wide. Here they go. They're going to try to go wide, go wide, go wide. So what do you do on the backside when you see that? You get into pursuit mode. And as the backside edge, you're going to go down the line. Hustle, 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 go down the line. This is actually a run blitz. Tony Adams coming off the edge. So Clemens, they ask him to step hard inside and take the B gap. All right. Now, here we go. Jet motion. Quincy has to bail because Adams is rushing. So Quincy has to take the jet motion into the flat. Cohen, pitch to try to get Sherwood and everyone to go overextend, overflow, scrape, get to the right. But the design is not to go that way. It's a pitch to get him to go wide, just to cut it up inside zone split, because here's the tight end who's going to kick out on the edge. Now watch Clemens. At this point, you want Clemens to take a 45-degree angle and squeeze it. Squeeze it, try to move that guy backwards, but instead, he takes a flat angle because he thinks the pitch is going wide, and that is offensive play calling in the NFL. Look, ducks the shoulder under. Why? Because he's in pursuit mode. He doesn't think the ball's coming towards him. He thinks it's going wide, and he gives up his back, and he's screwed. How's everyone feeling?
Pain.
So in a lot of ways, he was trying to do the right thing. Like if you're gonna give positives out to Clemens, it's hustle. It's hustle, and Cohen used that against him. He used the hustle, but lack of reading in on keys and being responsible to your rush lane against them. And that's an example. I mean, these defensive players want to make plays. You got to do the right thing first. You really do. So that's an example.
Not great. More of your calls. Let's say hi to Bill, who joins us. Hey, Bill.
Hey, happy holidays to all.
What's up, Bill?
Robby, do you think Aaron will be more involved with the running of the defense given the sudden change in DC? Because I'm not sure if the person who's taking over the reins, whether or not he has the type of experience to, help the Jet defense do whatever they have to do in order to help keep us in these games.
It's tough to know. I mean, if he's not more involved based on a DC firing, there's something wrong. He has to be more involved from a greater picture. It's a tricky thing. When you're a head coach, you want to delegate. You have to delegate. You can't you don't want your defensive players being superheroes. You want them to do their job. You have to do the same thing to a certain degree. But as Jake said, you can't just let things run rampant in a bad way. And that's kind of what he did. We saw it with Fields, not benching Fields in London. I mean, they win that game if Tyrod's in the game, if he pulls him. So
right.
To answer your question, I think he'll be more involved, but I don't think it's going to change much, to be honest.
Yeah. I have the same sentiment about Clemens as you do in terms of I do believe he is trying, but he definitely is very inconsistent in his play. I've seen a couple of instances where his bull rush has gotten to the quarterback, but he's unable to sustain that throughout the game. I understand that he's going against some very big offensive linemen, but he's a strong kid in his own right. So I am somewhat disappointed that he can't do it game in and game out.
He's a bigger edge who actually what he's suited for is what we just saw in that play. Ask him to crash, mess it up, take a gap, take the B gap, let someone replace you on the edge. Unfortunately, he just didn't read it. And Liam Cohen, like taking candy from a baby, just trying to get defense to flow one way, only to inside split zone it, So it's what's the word? It's football awareness. It's that trait that sometimes it's really tough to coach. Some guys have it and some guys don't.
Right. I would definitely like to see Brady Cook be developed at the very least to become a future backup quarterback for us. Because it'd be nice to have a 20-something-year-old backing up our QBs instead of a 35 to 40-year-old doing it all the
Bill,
time.
How old is that T-shirt?
How old is this T-shirt?
Over,
I don't know, maybe a year. At least a year old.
Carly says that shirt is more stretched than the Jets defense.
Ooh.
No, there you go.
Leon says your shirt.
Well, I'm a big guy, so even though these shirts are large, I would not be surprised if I'm actually stretching them out a little bit more.
Bill got that white T-shirt from Beast for Christmas.
No, definitely not. No way, Jose.
Hey, Beast, did you give Bill that shirt? Is that one of yours?
What are you blind, McFly? In the words of the great Fifth Head, what are you looking at, butthead?
Oh,
Maybe
Jesus. Unreal.
Yeah.
I'm definitely disappointed the way the year's worked out.
Yeah,
one can only hope that with the draft we'll be able to restock and get this team back playing at a solid level and get us to the playoffs.
Now, to be fair, Prior to the last 2 weeks, there were some better things on tape in terms of fundamentals, in terms of trying to do the right thing. Remember that? I don't know if it was NFL Films, but Glenn was mic'd up, and I didn't see the whole thing yet. Jake even sent it to me. I didn't click on it. It was doing something else. He told Malachi or AZ, I forgot who it was. That's what I'm talking about. I want you to do your job. Just do your job. Don't try to be a superhero. Don't try to do more.
Right.
So for a time period there, they were getting on the right track. I don't know what the hell happened last 2 weeks. I don't know. I think it's off. I think it's, as Jake said, their wins have come with special teams going berserk, which you can't. It's great. Hey, you want great special teams, but you can't treat it as 33% of the game anymore. It's just not that way. Other than the kicker, take the kicker out, and it came against subpar quarterbacks and or maybe offensive play callers. I'm trying to think. Fans, throw it in there. You got better memories than me. When you face a Liam Cohen or McDaniel, forget about it. It's you can't, if the offense just executes and game plans the right way against the defense, you can't stop it. That's this league,
Right.
And the Jets have to understand that.
Right. Yeah. I definitely am one that believes that we shouldn't move up in the draft to try and get a quarterback. At least this next draft should be focused on building up the roster, getting it to a solid point, so that in 2027, if the right quarterback is there, we'll be able to get him, and it'll be easier for him to settle in. At least that's my thinking.
Bill, I understand your sentiment. Here's what I'll say, and I heard this with Allen a couple times already. Allen, everyone's favorite, ALON, as if we needed another way to spell Allen.
That guy fucked me twice.
For crying out loud. ALLAN. I understand that sentiment. It makes sense. But we got to understand, when these organizations take players, especially quarterbacks, they don't even know that they're going to work out or not. They're hoping they're going to work out. They think it's the better odds that it's going to work out. So I would say draft a quarterback this year, draft one next year. Like, unless the guy shows face and has a remarkable rookie season. That's kind of how I would look at it.
Leon writes in, Bill's a good caller. Don't judge a book by its crusty gravitational pull.
I'd never met Bill before. That was the first time.
Pull shirt. Bill's a great caller. Bill, call in more, man. We always, Bill used to be more of a regular back in the day.
Yeah, Bill, call in. Anytime I'm on, call in.
Ryan McCarthy in the raffle today. He gifted 1 membership. He then wrote the comment, abracadoodle.
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadoodle.
Ryan, you were in the raffle. Mr. Sabo, I have to answer this call real quick, but I'm going to give you a little Jason in Jerusalem, and I'll be back in 1 minute.
Yeah, baby.
Here we go. Mr. Jason, take it away. You're on with Bob Sabo.
Lead the way, JJ. Do your thing.
Hey, you're talking about Allen. In the late 90s, the Jets actually had a receiver named Allen Allen.
Get out of here.
Yeah, look it up. I don't know if you ever made the roster, but
I don't.
Like in the Kotite era.
Kotite era. See, they remember in '97 they changed the receiving core in a big way. Corbetta even talks about it, or he mentioned it one time. They brought in a bunch of guys. Ryan Yarbrough was there. They brought in some free agents. I don't.
Webster Slaughter.
Yes, that's right. I don't ever remember Allen. Jeez.
Yeah, I just remember that name. I don't know if he ever made the roster, but I just remember the first name and last name were technically spelled differently, but it was Allen Allen.
That's
it.
His parents must have a hell of a sense of humor. Let me tell you.
That, or they just wanted him to suffer hell.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like, how many ways are there to spell Allen? We need an ON version. It's outrageous.
What do you think about the DC in Tennessee? If obviously they're cleaning house, he seems to be doing a pretty good job.
It's tough, man. DC's. It's like maybe, and I'm a defensive coach in the high school level. Like, so far, it's completely different than the NFL. But the point is, I'm a defensive coach, and I sound so pro offense. If an Asmaniac would just listen to me, like, I hate defense. No, I love defense. Rex Ryan, what he did in 09 and 10, near and dear to my heart, will forever be. I just think it's such a different game that it doesn't work anymore, what Rex was running back then.
I agree.
I'm jaded in terms of how the Jets have gone about their business in the last 15 years. to where the rules are completely different. Perhaps I'm a little jaded where I'm not giving enough consideration to defensive guys, even the Green Bay guy, Halfley. So I'd say that for now.
Well, I mean, the question is, why would he leave to go sideways to the Jets?
Yeah, I bringing up the Tennessee guy makes sense. Yeah.
They're obviously clearing house. Obviously, I mean, occasionally you see cases like with Mangini that they told him that he had to keep the previous DC because he was under contract. I forgot who that guy was. Bob something.
Sutton?
Yeah, Bob Sutton.
Yeah.
Right. So he was told because Woody was cheap and didn't allow Mangini to hire his own guy.
Sutton lasted, Sutton lasted a long, Westhoff too, but Sutton lasted a long while, and he lasted even till Rex. And by the way, Rex's coaching staff,
amazing.
It's the last great staff, maybe that not in the NFL, but close to it. It was that damn good.
Well, Rex also smartly retained Westhoff and Shoddy when he got the job.
That's right. Shoddy was there too. Yes.
He brought in guys, but Bill Callahan was the O-line coach.
Yes.
Dennis Thurman, Mike Pettin. You had a lot of Anthony Lynn. You had a lot of future head coaches on that staff.
Yep.
I thought he brought in Shoddy.
No, Shoddy was there, but Mangini brought in Shoddy, right?
Yeah, Shoddy was the Jets OC starting in 06.
Okay. Yeah.
When was Hackett the offensive coordinator?
Early 2000s. Herm. Yeah. Yeah. I think 02. I don't know. 01, 02, definitely 04. Was Heimerdinger 05, I think?
Right, Heimerdinger. That's what I was thinking of, Heimerdinger.
Yeah. Heimerdinger 05, I think.
Hackett 01 to 04.
There
Paul
you go.
Hackett.
Yeah. And dude, if there was ever Nathaniel may have passed him, but that was in my wheelhouse college days. I remember a few days, but Jets fans hated that guy with venom more than any other OC I could ever remember. Even Nathaniel, probably, I would say.
The guy who Pete Carroll had never worked out. I mean, that was an awful year. I don't think he ever became an OC again.
Who did Pete?
They took the wide receiver coach. They took the wide receiver coach from the Niners, and there was just a clash of philosophy from the get-go.
Who the hell did Pete Carroll have? If you, I should know this. 94, right?
Yeah, Coslet was till 93.
Oh, Ray Sherman.
Carroll was
Ray Sherman, yes. Ray Sherman. Yep, that didn't work. And then we went to Earhart, I think. Earhart, and then the Bill Parcells days. Yeah,
Earhart was good, but
it's been a checkered. It's been a checkered history, no question about it, with the OCs.
Hey, Yo Holmes wants to know, Jason, who was your favorite Jets practice squad player from 1987?
JoJo Tanzel.
Yeah, he was better than practice squad. He was a punt returner. Played a little.
Yeah.
He was in Tecmo Super Bowl. He was one of the top receivers in Tecmo Super Bowl. Yeah, man.
And then Terrence Mathis took over for him on the roster.
LeVar Ball, great reference there.
LeVar Ball, that was great. That's a great one.
That's unbelievable. That Tecmo Super Bowl Jets roster was the shits. Let's be real. Mark Boyer, your quarterback choice was you had to play Ken O'Brien, obviously.
Or Kyle Mackey or Tony Eason or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was O'Brien or Eason. The running backs were interesting. Johnny Hector was actually the dude for that team, and it wasn't like that in real life. It was supposed to be the Penn State kid.
Blair Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. They drafted him over Sayo and Cortez Kennedy.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. And, of course, Emmett later on. But, yeah. But back to D.C., I don't see Bowles coming back. I just don't see him coming back to work under the Johnsons to come back to New York market. I don't see the pull for him.
Yeah.
Unless he has some connection against. I love the Jim Schwartz idea because you have a guy who has previous head coaching experience who will not be hired again as a head coach, who's had success with lesser talent. So Schwartz is my number one.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Leonard Al Harris, 2-3, not necessarily knowing the order. And who's Tennessee? Is that Denard Walker?
Well, let me ask you that. First of all, what would Schwartz's motivation be to go to the Jets? We got to think about that. Like, what would be enticing for him? That's the question.
Well,
money.
Definitely money. Definitely money.
The question with guys like Schwartz is, why does he keep doing it? At some point, Schwartz is going to be a DC until he retires. Yeah, so it's in his blood.
It reminds me of a Greg Williams move, sort of.
He'd be better than Steve Wilks.
Much better. And Greg Williams was a guy that after year two, you knew he was great year one, and then he was just down the tubes year two. That was just his, which made him better than Wilks because Wilks never made it to year 2.
And I would say this: Greg Williams didn't have much to work with either.
He was amazing though. That 2019 team winning 7 games. The defense was the reason. They had their best player was like Jordan Jenkins and rookie Quinn Williams.
Yeah, back in those days, I was really doing a lot of film. Like I told Jake, the site is to a point, security and all that, where I'm going to really dive into the film. But those days, that was crazy. And what Greg Williams was doing coverage-wise was insane. So much disguising, and it actually
he turned
worked.
Jamal Adams into an All-Pro and got the Jets 2-1 from.
Jamal drove the bus. Yeah, he did. With him.
Basically, was that an interception or a fumble when he basically took the handoff from Daniel Jones?
It was
that game against the Giants.
It was give me that ball, bitch.
Wasn't that Saquon, right? He ripped it out of Saquon's arms.
No, it was a QB.
The quarterback. It was.
Was it Daniel
quarterback?
Jones?
Yeah, but he made a play against Saquon too. In that game, I think.
Yeah, he was amazing that day.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point we thought he was Ed Reed.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jamal, that 2019 season, one of the great individual Jet defensive seasons you'll see.
Yeah, well, dude, when you think about Jets' history at safety, it's thin. Like Jamal, and as much as fans soured on Jamal, and I get why, he'd probably be on the team in terms of all-time safety, just for those 2-3 dominant years.
Eric McMillan, sorry.
Eric McMillan, yeah. Eric McMillan was solid. Denard Paulson and the earlier guys have Jim Hudson, I forget who has the interception record, Paulson or shoot, I should know this. The other dude. There are 2 older heads.
Jets all-time interception record?
Yeah, is it Paulson or the other? Shoot, what's his name? Denard Paulson.
You're not talking Bruce Harper.
No. These are 60s players.
Bill Bayard, 34.
Bayard, yes. Bayard and Paulson played together for the most part. Yeah.
1961 to 1966 for Paulson.
Yep.
Baird, 1963 through 1969. Revis, 3rd all time with 25, which is amazing because he never got the ball thrown his way.
And how many years? Not many.
Yeah, Revis 07 and then through 2012. And then you have to account for 15 and 16. Amazing.
Yes.
He had a few in 15.
Yeah, really is remarkable. Yeah.
Aaron Glenn, 24 with the Jets, tied for 4th all time.
Not bad. And an Asmaniac himself as the career tackle leader, Kyle Clifton, believe it or not.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Glenn is tied for the lead this year for the season for interceptions.
Yeah, that's right. You're not wrong. If you're watching this show, you are tied with every Jet player for the lead in interceptions this season.
My gosh, we have more safeties than interceptions. How crazy is that?
When did the safety happen? I don't remember.
London game.
In London.
Michael Clemens drew the holding penalty in the end zone.
Yes. Yeah. Oof.
That's, as Joe B would say, brutal.
Oh, the pain.
Joe B would say other words this week with Alonso, off to greener pastures.
Did they ever force a damn turnover?
They actually did at the end of the Jags game. Our second all year on defense.
Yep.
Amazing. Let's do one more call with you, Robby. We got the great Bob Lederer on the line. Hello, Bob.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
What's up, Bob?
Nice to meet you, Robby.
You too. How are you?
I'm okay. When you bring in a new DC, you're going to probably bring in other assistants that he's going to prefer. Is that accurate?
It's on the table for sure. Yes. And I would say if you're a head coach who is preventing that full stop, you're doing a bad job. Yeah.
So who do you think would be most vulnerable based on, performance this year under Wilks?
Position coaches?
Yeah.
Linebacker coach.
That was my first one.
Yeah, linebacker coach, I would say. And they're littered throughout the roster. I mean, you got to get I think you have to get, and listen, I'm not trying to disrespect any coaching at the NFL level is extremely difficult. But the linebacker coach, quarterback coach, they got to get a quarterback coach in here. Someone who has much more experience at the position.
That's going to be, I think, the most difficult thing to do because it's really hard to find somebody who has a track record of success in working with young quarterbacks. There was a great article in the New York Times a couple of months ago that quoted Peyton Manning and Aikman and others who said in the middle of their first year, they were lost.
Yes.
And they were sure they were going to get benched. And those guys had pretty good support mechanisms.
Yes, and I would say this too. Sprinkle this in around that era for those guys. That's when the mic and the helmet started to come into play, and
Yeah.
I think quarterbacks were more on their own before the mic and the helmet. And once that started, the NFL tried to get used to it, and coaches started to realize, like, hey, we could really influence things in between plays, and you got to find that guy. It's why I was shocked McCarthy wasn't even considered during the interview process. I was stunned because he's a guy who's proven and tried and tested in that regard.
So I have two questions. I'd like them quick because I know you can go into great detail about them. One,
You got to stop me, man. You got to stop me.
Do
Yeah.
you trust Glenn and his people to make the quarterback evaluation? And two, what's your evaluation about Fernando?
I'll start with Fernando. I haven't dug into it enough to feel confident about an answer.
Tune in today at 4 with Joe Blewett. If
There
you
you
want more
go.
Fernando film.
Blewett knows what he's talking about. And I'll say this. I still think we're overreacting too much based on the college games in terms of Simpson was very close to Mendoza like a month ago.
Yep.
I still have Simpson probably edging out Mendoza, but I have not.
Really? Wow.
Yes,
I'm
but I have
surprised-
not
I'm
seen.
surprised by that.
I have not looked at it enough. So
You
take
haven't
that
watched
with.
his film the last month when he's cratered.
You're right. I have not. So take it with a grain of salt. So so once the season ends, for sure, it'll be all quarterbacks all the time. But by and large, that's where I'd be. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about all the quarterbacks in the draft this year. I'll be honest. In terms of
So who would you compare Fernando to in the pros now? A lot of people mention Jason Goff.
That's a good one. The thing with Mendoza that concerns me right now is like he does all the things you want at an NFL quarterback who's mobile. He's on time, but what you see with Mendoza is he's either on time or it's a complete scramble improvisation. I don't see the on time second, third stuff a lot. Does that make sense? Like if on time doesn't happen.
I remember watching Fields in the one bowl game he played in, and he never had to look to a second receiver.
That was the
so
deal.
I was telling everybody here who was a Bears fan, I'm in Chicago, that this guy's going to have a real problem in the pros because if he doesn't have the ability to look off his first receiver and do it quickly and go to his second and do it quickly and then perhaps make the pitch to the third, he's going to have a hard time. And that's exactly only one of the big issues that Fields has.
I got crushed for not loving Fields coming out, but I also did like Zach Wilson, so I deserve dings for that for sure.
Yeah.
I like to see the eyes stay stagnant when things get chaotic. And right now, and these are minor things. Right now, Mendoza, it's either on time or it's a complete scramble improvisation. So that's why I liked Simpson a little better. We'll see what I see from the last month or so. And then what was the first question?
Oh, the first one was, do you trust the current regime to make the quarterback pick and well, they're going to have to hire somebody clearly, but to have somebody who's going to be able to work with this guy and obviously sit him for a half or 2/3 of the season, maybe the whole season.
No, the default, like the pick, maybe I trust it. Development, no. And actually, I probably am higher on Engstrand than most right now. I love Hayden. I love what Hayden's done. If I'm the Jets, I'm trying to get Hayden to do more on the offensive side, the O-line coach. It depends. It's very hard to evaluate Engstrand right now, but as of right now, the default is no.
When a guy runs for president and gets the nomination from his party, to say the single most choice he has to make is who's going to be his vice president. With Aaron Glenn, this is going to be the single most important decision he makes, assuming that they get the quarterback that they want. Is who is he going to bring in?
You're right, but you know what? Ties that is whether or not Engstrand's the real deal or not. When a defensive coach when a defensive-minded head coach exists, their offensive leader is paramount, huge, massive. Like Vrabel would not be having the success he's had this year without McDaniels.
Yeah,
you go around the league. That's the case. So That's right there with it. And the book is still out. We got to be honest.
I think Engstrom is a good play caller. I've been impressed with what he's tried to do since he's had a quarterback in place who could both throw the ball and do everything else a quarterback is supposed to do.
Yes.
So I give him credit for that, but we don't know. And his inexperience is something that tells me they have to bring in a support mechanism beside him, because there's no reason to believe that the first time he's going to go at this, that he's going to be really good at it.
Agreed. And I think he has done a good job. See, with a guy like Engstrand in this year, you have to grade on a curve, because when you sign Fields and you point to that guy, and that's Glenn, in my opinion, he had that conviction, you create an offense that is really limited in a lot of ways.
And they said they were going to make him play quarterback for the first time in his career.
It's
He's
troubling.
never been coached properly was an exact quote too.
It's a troubling thing. Like if you sign Fields, you have to go gung ho with his positives. And you see a lot of Detroit in Engstrand's offense, and you understand why, and that's fine. But what I would say to Engstrand and Glenn is, don't force feed a certain vision. Don't do it. We saw it with Saleh before him and LaFleur and the Shanahan rushing offense. Don't force feed it. Build it around your personnel. Build it around what is the trends in the league at the time, and go from there. And I think they'll be better served doing that.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks. Keep up the great work.
Hey Bob, before you go,
got it,
Dixon recognized you here. He goes, "Is this the awesome author with the Namath book?" That's right, Bob.
Yeah, baby.
He's the author of the book Beyond Broadway Joe. The Super
And let me
Bowl
tell you
team.
about that book. To describe it as the Namath book, it's not the Namath book, which is why it got published. It's about the other 44 guys who played on the roster that year, and all the coaches, assistant coaches, and there was only 4 assistant coaches back then, and Sonny Werblin, the owner. And it's the only retelling by these other 44 guys and the coaches and whatever about what happened that season. And there's a lot of ahas in it, including John Schmidt, who told me really one of the primary reasons that the Jets won the Super Bowl, and that is that they knew the Colts' offensive play calling. And the reason why is in the book.
Yeah, I thought I had it here. I can't find it, but
I have a copy somewhere. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
in the apartment or at home.
page 87 and 88, I believe it is.
it was their defense that really drove the ship. And
Well, it
Namath,
was, but okay, I'll spill it here, but because Jake will see it anyway. When the Jets came on the field that day, Weeb on the sidelines called over Cleve Rush and said, "Listen, I want to show you something." And he was watching Earl Morrall calling plays for the Colts. And he said, "This play is going to be a running play to the left or to the right." And sure enough, it was. He said, "This play is going to be a toss to the tight end." And Cleve said, "What's going on here?" He said, Don Shula is using the same system in Baltimore that I used there 9 years ago. He never changed it. And you couldn't know that until they got on the field that day, because you can watch all the films you want, but there's no audio. There was only the video to watch.
Yeah.
And so Cleve called Namath over, and he called John Schmidt, the center, over. And from then on, in that game, it was check with me, meaning we're not calling plays in the huddle. I will call the plays at the line of scrimmage. And Baltimore complained after the game, Namath always seemed to be a step ahead of us. And if you watch the game closely, the Jets runners and the Jets receivers were basically a step ahead. Now, the defenders on the Jets also recognized it, and that was one of the things that helped him as well. They could tell what the Baltimore Colts were going to be on offense.
it's a completely different world, and the equivalent of that today are the coaches talking in the mics. Yes, in the mics during the game before it gets shut off at the play clock.
Well, but if you just think about the fact that from 63, when Weeb got canned in Baltimore, through the 69 Super Bowl game, Don Shula stayed with the Jets' offensive and defensive system that Weeb was using in New York.
Yes.
Last time the Jets outcoached anyone, Super Bowl III.
That's right. So anyway, I encourage everybody, obviously, to read the book, although I've only got to sell 12,000 more copies to make royalties. But but the book really talks about what went on that season from the other players. And that's important because the very first guy that I called to talk to was Curly Johnson, who was the punter on the team. and he had terrible CTE and couldn't really
Did he
talk
really?
anymore. But his wife, who answered the phone, knew everything. And she said to me, Curly's been waiting 48 years for anybody to call him and ask him what happened that Super Bowl season and in that particular game.
I didn't know
And
Curly had
that was
CTE.
really a constant thought that went through every single person that I talked to. Nobody wanted to really take a swipe at Namath, but the NFL only talks about Namath and to Namath, and they don't really, do anything else. They don't
Because
talk to the
it's
other
yeah,
guys.
you know why it was the moment, the big bang of the modern NFL. Name it.
Absolutely. But they take the easy way out, and unfortunately, these guys are dying off one by one.
Yes, and by the way, Curly John, I did not know that's rough. Would you say all-time Jets team Curly Johnson is the punter, or would you go somewhere else?
Austin McNamara.
He's in it.
He's
He
great.
might
Might be an all-pro.
He's
this year.
good, dude.
Curly's in the top three. Curly was for the whole AFL.
Who would you go? Who would you go with?
He was a second-rated punter in the whole league for the existence of the league.
I've seen people go with Tupa, and I just can't. Tupa was here for only 2 years. I know it was all pro, but
Well, I have to admit, after 58 or 60 years, it kind of all blends together.
yeah, we're talking all-time, dude. We're talking all-time Jets punters. So where's the gun?
Except for Namath, it's really hard, position by position, to differentiate. But I also want to bring up one more point, since you're letting me do this. I think what the Jets have not done with Matt Snell is disgraceful. I know they put him into the Ring of Honor, but he has not had a relationship with them for 50 years. And again, it's the first time and only time that it was in the book. And basically, it happened because Sonny Werblin promised him a job for life if the Jets won the Super Bowl in the first 5 years that he was there. And of course, Sonny was gone by the beginning of the Super Bowl. Other guys bought him out. And afterward, Matt needed a job really badly, and he had a construction background. He actually helped build Shea Stadium when he was in high school. And
what was the
he had a job. Huh?
What's the fallout? Why is the organization and him not?
Leon Hess, who really became the guy in charge, basically told Joe, well, through his intermediaries, when Matt asked for a referral, he said, "We don't give referrals and we don't make recommendations. That's a policy of our company." And so Matt did not get the job as a foreman that he desperately needed, because he had to retire like a lot of guys with a bad injury. His spleen got punctured. So Matt has never really, recovered from that. And I think he's got a point to make, but he's angry, and the Jets have never really made the all-out attempt to try to reconnect with him. They're waiting for him to come to them.
It was like a Yogi Berra George
it's
situation.
like that. It's like that. But you know what happened there? George went to Yogi and said, "We got to fix this."
You know, it's funny you bring that up. The 2 weeks ago,
when my book was being finished, and I went to meet the Jets to see if I could sell them a bunch of copies, I said to them, "Listen, you got a chance to get Matt in here. But right now, I'm going to tell you, if you keep doing what you've been doing," and I didn't even know what it was at the time, "Matt's not coming through the front door. Oh, we're going to invite him and we're going to tell him he should come here and blah, blah." I said, "You're going to have to go to him and you're going to have to say, 'Hey, we had nothing to do with this, but we're sorry and we want to make up for this because you should be in the Jets family.' And the fact that you're not is something that we're very, very unhappy about."
When was the last time he was at a game? He's in the Ring of Honor.
And where does he live? Where does he live?
No, he was not at the Ring of Honor. He was honored in the Ring of Honor, and Emerson was there that day, but he wasn't there. Matt lived in New Jersey for a long time. He's now up in Westchester.
They had that Legends Day 2 weeks ago where they showed clips of the Monday Night Miracle against the Dolphins. There were like 85 former Jets on the field before the game.
Well,
guys I'd never even heard of.
Jamal Westerman was there.
There's one. Yeah.
Was Tom Tupa there?
I don't think I saw Tupa. No.
Listen, I'm a Jets fan since 1963. I was one of the originals, and I still am. But the thing with Snell has really been, to me, a black spot for them. that they should do something about. And I don't understand, because I think that Woody could make himself a hero. And boy, he needs to do something to get everybody to stop thinking about how bad the team is by basically mending fences with Matt and making a big deal about it and how important it is to the Jets as an organization that Matt is back in the fold and with the family. And he's 84 years old.
Yeah.
The time is running out.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Woody needs to give Matt Snell one of those famous Aaron Glenn hugs, it sounds like. Got to rectify that situation.
I had no idea. It's one of those things. Maybe I heard it in the past, but it just left the brain. But yeah, I did not know.
Mr. Sabo, excellent job. Great job with the film stuff. We got to mix that in more. Good feedback from the comments.
Listen, I've been living a different life for the past year or so. Just unlimited, endless computer dev stuff, cybersecurity. So we're getting back into the swing of things. I'm getting there, getting close.
Love it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll start banging some more out.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Mr. Sabo, all the love. We'll talk to you soon.
But hey, and tell Mikey I said I couldn't hear him, but man, so good seeing him. Tell him.
The great Mikey Midnight. He's on the line, but he's not actually there.
All right. Hopefully you heard me. Mikey, love you, brother. Love you.
Robby Sabo doing his thing in his weekly spot. Make sure you guys enter the raffle. I'll tell you who did enter the raffle. The Lup Man did. He just delivered 5 channel memberships.
We are mama way.
If you're tuning in late, this is a forever opportunity on the show. 3 signed items up for grabs today. Signed Revis helmet. Enter to win that. Enter to win a signed Wayne Corbett jersey. And enter to win a signed LaDainian Tomlinson photo. When you enter this show, you also will be entered in next week's raffle for a signed Vinny Testaverde jersey, signed New York Sack Exchange football, and a signed Nick Mango football. That's right. Luppy also gifting himself a membership. Luppy, I got you down. Big Fella says blame Dixon for hearing about Bob's book. Big Fella, I hope you enjoyed that super chat there. GPM says Jake is such a homosexual. Thank you. 11.5 says that Jake loves when they fire someone. I mean, are you trying to tell me Steve Wilks didn't deserve to be fired? You know what you love to do? Comment on every video of mine. Nothing but bullshit. And Joe Beningo's podcast, which he never is going to see your comments, by the way. All you do is complain about Joe and his opinions, yet you comment on every show he does with me and my show in general, and then Joe's show. So please. I mean, please tell me why Steve Wilks was doing such a great job. Amazing. Leon says Jake's haters are lowly mongrels. I suppose I agree. I don't know what a mongrel is, but I appreciate you, Leon. More calls. Let's say hello to. We have Curly Norman. Hello, Curly.
What's up?
What's up, Curly?
It's prime Jets football in December when we're talking about Mike Heimerdinger and my grandfather Curly Johnson. I don't want to bog everybody down with the negative stuff that I normally do. I'm going to New Orleans for the first time. I need food recommendations. Do you have any food spots you recommend?
Food recommendations in New Orleans. I have a list somewhere on my phone from when I was there for the Super Bowl this year, Curly. You're on the Discord. Message me. I'll see if I can find it. I'll send it to you.
Perfect. And anyone in the chat or comments after, let me know what you think, especially breakfast and lunch. I'm a big breakfast guy.
Yeah, there's some great spots though, man. At least you'll eat well when you're down there.
Everything up until 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock, whatever time they play in New Orleans. It's going to be a blast. And then we'll see Aaron Glenn show his chops and exact the most pain by beating the Saints probably on Sunday.
They cannot win this game. You look at what's at stake for the Jets. They need to lose this game. And if they lose this game, they're in prime position to at least be in the top 4, you would think, when it's all said and done. And by the way, good point I saw by someone on Twitter. I believe it was Paul Fiore who made this point. It would behoove every Jet fan to root for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers the next 2 games. Root for them against the Lions, and then also root for the Patriots to actually beat the Ravens, because then the Steelers could clinch the division before they play the Browns the last week of the year.
All right.
Ravens lose this week and Thursday against Green Bay. Pittsburgh wins the division before they play the Browns, and thus maybe they're sitting Rodgers or sitting their starters. Cleveland could win that game. Plus, with Mahomes out, Raiders maybe could win the Chiefs game the last game of the year. Maybe they could beat the Giants. So there is some hope for the Jets to actually maybe move up into the top 2 even, but they're going to need to lose out and get some help.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my stance, if Glenn's the one making the picks and developing, I have a low confidence, but, we need all the help we can get. So,
yep.
Just finished my ride, so I'm not huffing and puffing.
You look good, Curly. You look like you're going to get in great physical shape before you devour tons of calories in New Orleans.
Exactly. That's what I'm preparing for. Just beast levels amounts of food.
Speaking of beast levels. Hey, Beast, any recommendations for Curly in New Orleans? We know you're a foodsman.
Well, if you want good steak, if you want a good place, if you want good breakfast, get yourself a steak and egg, my friend. Steak and eggs with a little sausage. Or if you don't want to go sausage, you can go bacon. It actually would be a good surprise. And try some wheat toast. That's actually really good. That's not that bad. And also, if you want to try some good places, don't eat too much fried chicken, or why don't you try some other place? Try Applebee's, try Cane's, or try any other place that's good, or try some seafood gumbo. You know what I mean by gumbo?
Whole wheat toast, got it.
You got crawfish, filet touffee. You got shrimp creole, shrimp sous, shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes. Got all sorts of shrimp.
Beast, how do you think Kevin Barlow played on Sunday?
We'll see what happens. But let's just finish these 3 games off and then get rid of this horrific, horrendous, horrible season that I cannot watch anymore. Besides putting you-know-what over my head.
I thought he played well, Curly.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was really showing us signs going forward. Okay.
Yeah, that's our season in the bag. You tell me how crazy I am. I just took 4 chair headshots.
Man, what a call. Curly, you really bring out the best of Beast.
Listen, it's the least I can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Curly Norman on the line. Last chance to be a part of today's show. We got the raffle coming up as well. Let's see. Leon says I'm rooting for Rodgers regardless. Yeah, I am too. I have no ill will towards him. I did get a kick out of seeing him and Zach Wilson on the field last night interacting. Rodgers looked good last night. They protected him. He got the ball out quick. And Miami in the cold. I mean, it's what you do. You bet against them. Especially when it's that cold, right? 20 degrees, wind chill, all that. Did we miss any super chats? I don't believe we did. All right. Couple minutes left here. We're counting names to spin the wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, time to say hello to a man who's got a tremendous beard.
Holy shit, look at that beard! He has a beard, he's the man. Ain't no Santa Claus. Papa Jet loves the Jets. He's one handsome son of a bitch. It's Papa Jet.
Hey Jake, how you doing?
Papa Jet, how we doing?
Yeah, not bad for a Jets fan there. But I mean, as far as Wilks getting fired, I think we all can agree that needed to happen. But I do agree with Robby that the players got to take some of this blame, because wherever you pulled that up from, that the players getting all kind of pissed off in that. Unless I misread it, I think it said something about the player was bitching about staying in the gap or something like that. Well, all defensive players got responsibilities. So, I mean, that's if you're bitching about that, I mean, we can't have a bunch of renegades out there either, I mean, Clemens was a perfect example. Like he's playing end, and he'd always get sucked inside, and they'd always do the sweeps or the screen passes, and he's nowhere to be found. So there's still responsibilities for the players. That's
I
all.
agree. Look, I think it's a combination of, the scheme being bad and also the players recognizing the scheme being bad. So they try to play hero ball and then they're out of position and it makes it even worse. Like it accentuates the problem. Look, Wilks did not do a good job this year. There's also clear issues with talent, right? We showed some of the plays Stiggers was making, right? Like you're down to your number 3 outside corner. That's a problem, right? So it wasn't all coaching, but I think overall, so many of their issues from the beginning this year are coaching led. And Glenn's got to get this hire right because he's not going to be able to make a third DC hire. He better get it right this offseason.
Exactly. And then all I got, Jake, too, is I don't know. I laugh my ass off every time Mad Max is on. I know it's not good for you because your blood pressure goes a little higher, but I was outside, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks ago doing my yard work, and I was listening to the show, and Mad Max called in, and he, like, you asked him a question, and he kept rambling. I think you did it like 3 times, and I'm talking to myself like, Mad Max, answers, and then finally you just blew up, and you did it yesterday too, where you actually had to tell him like, Max, shut the F up,
Well, all he does is just go 1,000 miles per hour.
I know. I mean, we all joke about it, but he better not do cocaine because that would probably take him over, over the edge. Yeah, actually, he needs some Valium or Ludes or something. I don't know. 1984, I could have helped him. 1984, I could have helped him out, Jake, but I can't today.
he needs some time with Big Cho. He needs to, take a little Cho pill.
Exactly. But hey, that's it. I'll talk to you later, and just give me 1 minute because I'm going to get the membership right after this call. I'm going to do it real quick.
You got it, ladies and gentlemen. The great Papa Jet, the Azzy Award winner for the best beard on the show. Hey, Boomtown is in it to win it. He gifted a channel membership.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
Boom's in our raffle coming up shortly here. Mike Perez says, here's some more ringleader. That's right. He is in the raffle for 2. Yeah, baby.
Money.
In the process of counting the names, so make sure you get your last second entries in if you want in on the raffle for the 3 signed items coming up. Welcome to Something says, is our defense going to look any different without Wilks these last 3 games? I hope we don't improve to the point we get a win against the Saints. It might look a little better. It'd be kind of funny if they got an interception like immediately after not having one all year. I wouldn't expect much of a difference, though. The talent is still bad. There's only so much you could truly implement in a couple practices before the game Sunday, right? Do I think it increases the Jet chances of winning? Yeah, I do. There could be a boost. Maybe players are playing hard for at least the initial game for this Chris Harris character if they like him. But I don't know. I don't know if this necessarily means that, well, the defense is going to be that much better and, we got to worry about something. I wouldn't necessarily bank on that. It could. It would be Jet-like for them to win too, but we can't have that. We need them to lose. We need them to be picking as high as possible, be able to navigate the tank, navigate the board to get a quarterback, whether it's Mendoza or more. Papa Jet, man of his word, said he'd get the membership. He did. It went to Plexico. Ralphie wrote in. He's in the raffle for 1. Ralphie rocks. Super chat here from Chris. 2 more raffle tickets for him. Hey now. He writes in and says, I'm happy Rodgers didn't come back for his sake, but I hope Glenn watching him in that post-game interview when he was talking about Rasul Douglas, they tried to paint him out to be a bad dude. Yeah. And again, Aaron Rodgers' teammates love him, and his coaches have loved him. So it's a silly narrative. They didn't win, so people blamed him. The problems, as we've seen this year, were far greater than just Aaron Rodgers. It wouldn't have worked here with him, and then all the blame would have been on him and not the head coach who's done a terrible job this year. So let's hope that whatever happened this year for the Jets Aaron Glenn learns from and they get the quarterback situation correct in the draft. Because that's really big picture what it will come down to. Chris, appreciate your super chat. Iowa says, I had Miami last night. Tua sucks, but it looks great against us. Why would you take Miami in 20-degree temperatures, right? And also, the stat I gave on the show last night, Pittsburgh has not lost a Monday night football game at home since the 90s. Tomlin is like 12-0 as the Steeler coach on Monday Night Football at home. That's a game Pittsburgh always wins. And if they can win one of their last 3 games, that's a winning season for Mike Tomlin again. And a winning year for Aaron Rodgers. So at least worst case scenario, he goes out, playing meaningful games down the stretch and not just playing out the string like he was last year with the Jets when the Jets season was over by Halloween. Before Halloween, really, when they fell to 2-6 and lost to the Patriots the Sunday before that Halloween game against the Texans. Let's do one more call here before the raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan is today's closer. Hello, Jordan.
What's up, Jake? Real quick, just a couple things that I want to say. As far as Steve Wilks being fired, Nick Shine had a good point last night. It felt like he was trying to scheme this team around his scheme. I mean, build the scheme around the not the players, like building a scheme around the players instead of trying to make them fit what he wants to do. And I thought that was a good point. And I think it's bullshit that Jermaine and Quincy didn't talk to the media because they were mad when they've been part of the problem as well, even though Jermaine's coming off an injury. But, he was talking all that high talk before he came back, and like he's looked okay, but like he hasn't really done anything in the games, and having one tackle and then not talking to the media because you're pissed off. Well, what about the fans who've been watching this shit for however long, this whole season or years and years and years? Like, we're pissed off too. We don't want to see that, So, the last thing I want to say is, what do you think about drafting a corner at some point in the draft? Because A.Z. Thomas and Jarvis Brownlee Jr. have constantly been hurt since they've been here. It's like we like these guys, we like their play, but they can't stay on the field. It seems like every other week they're hurt, So that's just something to think about. And the last thing I want to say is, what do you feel about Antonio Pierce as a defensive coordinator? He was a interim head coach for the Raiders and did a okay job, but I feel like the players would, do good for him, and he brings like a different type of energy and brings accountability to this team, I would think.
He's an interesting name because he's a younger guy. He did have success as a DC, which is how he got the intern job and then the full-time job in the first place. He wouldn't be at the top of my list, but you probably could do a lot worse than Pierce. I don't know if he has any relationship with Glenn, so it'd be interesting to see. I could see him being the Giants DC, by the way, depending on who the coach is at the Giants hire.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, but that's all I had today, and appreciate you having me on.
Jordan, we appreciate you. Black Gypsy, no to Antonio. His defense blows. I mean, he wasn't a good head coach, but he was good as a DC in the first place. Robert says, with the release of Lazard, does this mean Garrett's coming back? No, I don't think so. They're just going to play the younger players more. I don't think we see Garrett again. We shouldn't. If the Jets are smart, Garrett Wilson does not see the field again. 3 games to go. There was no purpose in playing Garrett Wilson. None. 1, he could get hurt again, which would be so stupid to bring him back, and he gets hurt. Why risk it? And 2, he's good enough where they win a game, and you don't want to win games anymore. Let's be honest. It's in the best interest for the Jets to lose these last 3 and get a better draft pick. Make it easier to get a quarterback. Make it less expensive to have to trade up. People maybe don't want to acknowledge that publicly or say it, but we got to call it for how it is. A win against the Saints on, in mid-December doesn't do anything for the Jets long term. It just makes it harder for them to get a quarterback. It does. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 raffle prizes that we are about to give away. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hand things over. The master of raffle ceremony, Michael Blubber.
You can kiss my big, big ass. Woo! Now, all right, now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for. It is time to spin the wheel of champions.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, here we go, folks. That time of the week again. 3 signed Jets-related items up for grabs on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, prize number 1 is a signed LaDainian Tomlinson photo. Prize number 2 is a signed Wayne Corbett jersey. And prize number 3, our grand prize, is a signed helmet by the GOAT, Darrelle Revis. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to everyone who participates in the raffles. Every single day on the show, we give away a prize. And when you enter during a show, you also are automatically entered in our tally for the week. So this combines every entry from the last week plus today. If you entered, the names are being shuffled. You can only win 1 raffle prize per weekly raffle. So let's spin the wheel, shall we? Prize 1 is a signed photo by LaDainian Tomlinson. And your winner is Charles Gorman. Are you kidding me? Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Oh. Wow. Charles, congratulations. He's our first winner. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 more prizes. Prize number 2 is a signed jersey by Mr. Third Down, Wayne Corbett. And your winner of the Corbett autographed jersey is please do something. Please do something. Your winner of the Wayne Corbett signed jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, that means we got time for one more spin. One more prize. And it's the granddaddy of them all, if you will. It is a signed helmet by Darrelle Revis. Revis Island. Of course, email me, asmanjake@gmail.com, if you're the winner of any of these prizes, so I could get your address and I know where to send it to. Here we go. One final winner for this week's raffle. A signed Darrelle Revis helmet. And your winner is Chris. How about that? Chris has been all over the Super Chats today, and he's rewarded with a grand prize, the Revis helmet. Congratulations to Chris. Congrats to our 3 winners. LaDainian Tomlinson photo, Charles Gorman, signed Wayne Corbett jersey. Please do something. And our prize of all prizes, signed Darrelle Revis helmet to Chris. Hit the Jet Chant Forum. Let's go. Congrats to our raffle winners. Thank you to Robby Sabo for joining the show. Again, we hit on the Alan Lazard news when it broke earlier today. So next week, sign Lazard items. Just kidding. But appreciate all of you. We'll be back this afternoon. If you're interested in Mendoza, Moore, Simpson, Joe Blewett has a new computer, and we're doing an extensive film breakdown on the Jets' options at quarterback. The first of many as we familiarize ourselves with our future QB. Again, thank you to everyone for your support. Couldn't do it without you. JETS, 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 Jets. We'll talk to you this afternoon.
Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets!
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets!